All right, so I'm going to do a video from very start to all the way to published on Squarespace. You can see how it all happens. I'll speed up parts that are going to be a little bit boring, but you'll be able to see the whole process from start to finish. Okay, so the first thing you would do if you don't already have the audio on Google Drive, I take the audio straight from the USB that's connected to the soundboard, and that's this right here. It's always dated with the date of that Sunday. So go into default. Now, track 6 is usually my microphone, so that's usually where everything is. We're going to need actually track 6 and track 7 because Amber used her microphone this weekend. So we're going to keep both of those. And then if it helps when you're messing with them is like we can name this one Dom's mic and then name this one Amber's mic. Okay, so if that's helpful, and these are the ones that we're going to use to feed the audio into Audacity. Okay, so we're going to open up Audacity. And then from here, if you remember, we're going to import the audio that we have, okay? So we're going to import the audio from, we put it on the desktop, if you remember, and we're going to import Dom's mic. And then it should let you allow you to do Amber's mic and Dom's mic. So we'll import those and read files from where they are. That's fine because they're on the desktop, and even if something happens, we can re-download them from the USB drive. So that's fine. And if you see up here, it has the name of it. Here's Dom's mic, here's Amber's mic, so you know which one is which. And usually it's just one microphone because I'm doing the preaching, but Amber used her mic. So this is where she was preaching, and then I came in, it closed at the end. So we'll use both of these to kind of edit together and make sure they flow together well, okay? When it comes to what we might have to do on this, and this one might be a little bit tricky, is the two mics are separately, and there's edits that need to be on both, right? I told you that Jason is his name. Right here, he has what he has texted me as far as where the cuts need to be, all right? And eventually we'll put that on Slack so you'll be able to see it as well. But for right now, what I'm going to do is make sure these audio levels are good, and I'm actually going to export these into one MP3 so we don't have to edit two different channels, okay? So I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to see all of that. Okay, so here's the new file that I downloaded, or that we exported. So now we're going to open this back up in Audacity. We're going to import that because now that's one file that has all of the recordings. And then we're going to take this to do all of our edits that Jason sent us. Okay. So now you see we have the time frames from 0 minutes, 5 minutes, all the way up to 100 and looks like 10 minutes-ish right here. So when we look at Jason's edits that he sent, we have Amber finishes up, Dom close. So here's the little phrases that we say throughout the message that Jason lets us know so we can edit those out. So I'm going to go through each of those time frames and edit those out. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Now, you guys, this last one, I'll leave this here on this last one. Usually I end it after I say amen twice at the end of a message or at the end of a prayer. So after the second amen is when I cut it out for the podcast. We love you. And we pray that in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Now, there you go, that last amen. And I'll usually kind of go up on it like that, like the amen. That kind of gives me a signal that I'm done praying, and whoever's doing the podcast, usually me, now you, that is where to cut it off, and then I cut off everything after that. And then this is where I add in the mix down. Oops, I need to import that. So we're going to import. I'll just do a little search for mix down, but if you have it saved on your desktop or whatever, you can do whatever you want there. And then we only need the second part of it, so I delete all of that. Excited for you guys. I'm very cool. And then this tool right here, and then I move that. So we're going to move that to the end, and we're going to zoom in so we can do the right flow of it. Let's see what that sounds like. We love you, and we pray that in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Thank you for listening to The Heart.
Perfect. So don't forget over here on the audio to put the gain up to about 4 or 5. We just want to make sure it's loud enough to that you can hear it pretty clearly and pretty loudly. I usually do it either 4 or 5 depending. And then from here we're going to export all this audio together. We'll call it podcast 0114. Oh, it's 18. 18. Desktop is fine. Save. Export. We'll speed this up. Okay, so now there's the file that we are going to put on the website, and that's theheart.church/config. That's pages right here, podcast. All right, getting some stuff going. Good for you. All right, so we're going to title this Enough, Part 2. And this is You Have Enough. Now, when it comes to these titles, all of that is going to exist in the Heart, its media, and then message series. And I think you have this message series. So in Enough, we're going to go the Enough info, okay? And if you'll see there, it has the blurb right here to use, okay? And then this for the second part of the podcast. And then here's the titles of the message series. So if anything changes or needs to adjust, you'll see those changes here. So I'm just pulling the part 2, right? Enough, part 2, you have enough. You can even copy and paste that there. It should be the same thing that we did. There you go. And then I hover over this, click, audio, and then I'm going to upload a file, but I can really just drag it on top of this. There's the podcast. Let that do its thing. I don't put a title or author yet, because if I do that, it'll just erase it once this is done uploading. So we'll let this upload. Okay, so now that that's uploaded, now you can put the title, which is that copy and paste again. You put the author, the main speaker, which is Amber this week. Okay, You click on podcasting, and this is where you can copy and paste that title and subtitle, put the same thing in each one. The summary is what you're going to pull from right here, this little bit, and you copy and paste that right in there. And then on the episode note, that's where we put this. And we put this in there because it will let this link be clickable in if they want to choose to click it from their podcast. Okay, so that's it. That we have everything there. We have everything in podcasting. Design we don't touch. Now we hit apply, and we're going to say save and publish. Now, what you will probably do in the future is you're going to get this done way before I'm doing it. So instead of save and publish, you'll just put schedule, and you'll schedule it for 7 a.m. So then now that will show up in everybody's podcast here in the next couple of minutes, because this sends it to iTunes, and iTunes sends it out to everyone. So now go back, and we are done. I think that's it. That's it for the podcast. That has all the information there. So we'll wrap this video up. I'll do the editing for it, and then once you have seen it, please let me know any of the questions that you have. Okay. Thanks again, dude. You're awesome.